Dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel PCM Academy. We are in a lecture series of quantum mechanics and we have discussed a lot of things about mathematical tools. Because you know the wave function psi which lives in Hilbert space. So, we have to discuss about some properties of Hilbert space, that is basically linear vector space. So, we have discussed something little bit of mathematics, something like inner product or you can say orthonormal condition, these kinds of things I have already discussed, and bracket notation also, that is Dirac notation. So, if you are new in this channel, then please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon also, so that you will get the notifications and you can go to the playlist and see more and more videos which are based on this IIT JAM syllabus. And the syllabus is so designed that if you are an aspirant of GATE and NET, then your basic will be your basic concept will be so strong, so that we can continue our discussion for the CSIR, NET and GATE also. Okay. So, today we will discuss basically about operator. What is operator? In quantum mechanics, operator has a very important role. Okay. So, you know about operator. Operator is some operation when operator is actually a quantity which operate on some functions and give you a new function. Okay. But operator, the concept of operator is very significant in quantum mechanics, because you know the physical quantity that we have used in classical mechanics, something like kinetic energy, potential energy, position, these kinds of physical quantity here also arise, but in terms of operator. So, let me represent operator in general. Suppose we have an operator A cap or B cap, these kinds of notation we will use for operator. And we have wave function or the Kate vector, we have psi, or the bra vector, you know, that is psi, these kinds. So, we have these wave functions, and let us consider that this operator act on this function psi. So, if this operator act on psi, we will get a new function. Let us suppose that this is psi prime, but please remember that psi and psi prime will be from the same space. So, psi and psi prime should have same space. So, they will be the element of same space, they belong to same space. So, a operator act on a function or a vector, something like Kate vector, give you a new vector, but this vector and this vector will belong to the same space. This is the condition. So, in that case we can tell A cap as an operator. So, this can also act on bra vector, something like this. If we have bra vector, then psi act on bra vector and we will get psi prime, something like this. Okay. So, this is how a operator will act, and we have a lot of operator, you know. Suppose we have differential operator, you know, the most common operator, that is differential operator. Suppose we have a function e to the power mx, and if you operate this by ddx, then you will get a new function that will be just m e to the power mx. So, these kinds of operation we have. Something like in more general we have gradient operator, something like gradient of psi, that is nothing but del psi del x I cap plus del psi del y j cap plus del psi del z k cap. These kinds of operator we already have in our mathematics. But here some more important operator we will use, something like momentum operator, that is p cap psi, which is defined as I h cross gradient of psi. So, these kinds of operator we will use, that is kinetic energy operator, potential energy operator, position operator, we will see later on. Okay. But first we have to understand what is actually operator and what are the properties of operator. Okay. So, that is more important. Now, sometimes two operators simultaneously act on a function, so they will be in the form of product. So, you have to know about the product of operator also. Okay. So, what is the concept of product of operator? You have to know. So, let us consider product of operator. Product of operator. Suppose we have two operator, something like A cap and B cap, A cap and B cap, and suppose these two operator acts on a function psi or a Kate vector psi, that is A cap and B cap act on this. So, how you can operate it? We have to first operate B cap with psi, then the result will be operated by A cap. So, first we have to write B cap psi, B cap psi. Now, we will get a result that will operate by A cap. So, this is how we can operate one by one, but you can't operate first A cap then B cap. If you want to write it in this way, that first if you want to operate with A cap then B cap, this is not possible, because A cap B cap is not equal to B cap A cap. this is not commutative. So one important property is that a cap b cap is not equal to b cap a cap. That means they do not commute, they does not commute each other. This is not follow the commutative property, okay, but it follows associative property. If you have three operators, something like a cap, b cap and c cap, then you can write it in this way: first b cap c cap, then a cap, or you can operate first c cap, then a cap b cap. So you can change this order, this kinds in this way, okay. So associative property will follow, associative property will hold good, okay, for operator. So this is a very important property, that commutative property does not hold, but associative property will be hold, okay. So this is how you can understand that the product of operator, how can product of operator will work. But one more important thing that we will use, that is the linear operator. When this operator, you can say the operator a cap as a linear operator. So suppose we have two wave functions in the same space, from the same space, psi 1 and psi 2. Suppose we have psi 1 and psi 2 are the two wave functions from a particular space, and corresponding to this space there are some scalar number, or you can say complex number a1 and a2. Then what is the linear combination of this function psi 1 and psi 2? You can write that a1 psi 1 plus a2 psi 2. So this is the linear combination of these two operators psi 1 and psi 2. Now if operator a cap act on this, and if you will get the result this kinds, that is a1 a cap psi 1 plus a2 a cap psi 2, then you can tell a cap as a linear operator. So if this property hold, this equation hold, then you can tell that a cap as linear operator. So, and corresponding to this linear operator, one important thing you have to know about, that is the expectation value. So this is nothing but the linear operator. This is the concept of linear operator. But one thing you have to know about, that is the expectation value, that we will use later on also. That is obviously expectation value corresponding to a wave function psi. So suppose we have we want to find out the expectation value of a cap corresponding to a wave function psi. Then what is the definition of the expectation value of a cap? So it can be defined something like this. This is a cap, that will be psi a cap psi. So this is how we can define the expectation value of a cap. So if you want to open this, you can write in this way, that is minus infinity to plus infinity. This is nothing but the complex conjugate of psi. This is the bra vector, you know. So psi star a cap psi into, if you talk about the one dimension, then this is dx, otherwise it will be deta. Okay. So this is how you can define the expectation value, or you can find out the expectation value for a corresponding operator with respect to a particular function psi. Okay. So we will use these things later on when we will talk about the postulates of quantum mechanics. Now let us tell you about the notation, how you should not confuse about the notation. So what you should use and what you should not use, that you must remember. Some important thing here. Suppose initially we have written, that a cap psi, we can write in this way. Similarly for bra vector we have written this kind of notation, but you can't denote for ket vector this kind of thing. You can't write for bra vector also, you can't write this kind of thing. So this is correct, but these are not. So please remember when you write the operator. Okay. But if you have a ket vector, and a bra vector, then how you can write simultaneously? If you want to write in this way, that is, suppose you have a ket vector, suppose phi, and you have a ket vector psi. So if you write it in this way, then it is meaningless. This is meaningless. But if you write phi in this way, and psi in this way, then this is an operator. And this is basically a linear operator. How? This is a linear. But how this is a linear operator? You can check. So suppose we want to operate this operator with a wave function, suppose psi prime. So how we can operate this? So let us operate this with psi prime, suppose. Okay, so operate this with psi prime. Okay, psi prime. So how you can write that? So this is your operator and this is the wave function psi prime. So we want to operate this with on this psi prime. So you can write in this way, but you don't need to two parallel sign simultaneously. So if you omit one sign, then what you will get? You will get this psi prime. This quantity, from this quantity you will get this psi prime, and you know this is just a scalar product. So psi with psi prime is a scalar product. So this will give you just a number. So you can see. So this is a valid result. So this is some number into this vector. So when you operate this with this when you operate this operator on this wave function psi, then you will get a number into a wave function. So this is the property of linear operator that I have already said earlier. Okay. So you can see that this notation is valid, but if you write consecutively two ket vector or two bra vector, then that is meaningless. But if you write one ket and bra, so this is just a linear operator, you should remember this. So this is an important linear operator that we will use later on also. So these are the mathematical tools that I am introducing you, so that we can understand better the operations when we talk about the postulates of quantum mechanics. Actually, according to JAM syllabus, this ket notation or this bra notation is not actually in your syllabus. This Dirac notation is not actually in your syllabus, but I want to introduce this thing so that your calculation will be very simple. When you want to find out the probability for a particular function, for a particular wave function in harmonic oscillator, in hydrogen atom, okay, so then we will use this notation. This notation will give you a simple calculation, very simple calculation. And not only this, when we will introducing for the advanced topics, then this will be also be very helpful.